name is Sean, and I'm located right now in Toronto. I found one of the recent businesses that I found was a company called Needle HR, and essentially what we did was we were an online graphic designer marketplace that allows small medium businesses to connect with freelance graphic designers for website design, mobile app design, you name it, anything really. And now what that's happened is that I transitioned into a role as the VP of marketing for a company called Sketchfab, which is one of the fastest growing 3D publishing companies around the world, with offices in New York City and Paris. Sketchfab is trying to become what YouTube did for video makers for 3D artists. And essentially what that means is 3D artists, they create a lot of models throughout their work to build, different designs, and they need a platform to not only publish but also to have a community of other 3D artists where they can get feedback and meet amongst each other, similar to how for YouTube allowed video makers to connect. We're doing the same thing but for 3D models. I think what I've learned throughout these different experiences is that it's not necessarily the smartest or the most talented people that succeed in business or in life. I think a lot of it has to do with resiliency and really pushing your luck. I'm a big believer in that if you work hard enough, you'll be able to find the opportunity. A lot of people think it's luck, but I think if you're persistent enough in the work or the business that you're running, eventually you're going to run into that luck and you're going to create your own luck. So I've just run into so many cases where I've seen, not just for our businesses or the people around me or the people that I've studied, where resiliency was such a key part of succeeding in their lives. It's just the little things. I don't think it's that one big thing where we were resilient and this magical thing happened. I think it's the little things. It's sending the follow-up emails so that one person would respond to you to eventually build that relationship, and that person would help you do bigger things. But those dots kind of all connect together if you look back. So it's starting with the little things, I think, that really matter, and it's the follow-up emails. It's connecting with the right people, and it's not giving up when everyone is telling you that your idea isn't going to be working. And it's just the little things where you wake up every day and you're constantly working, and that adds up to a lot. But it may not be noticeable for a lot of people, which is why it's hard, right? Not many people are resilient because you won't be able to see that effect right away. I think relationships are so important when you want to succeed, and you need to build those things, and being resilient and continuously keeping up, whether it's for drinks or whether you're taking them out for coffee. I think that in the end is going to be so essential for your long-term success. I'm a big believer in the triangle for success, and I think there is impact, wealth, and freedom that people seek. And some people would like to be on one spectrum, let's say wealth. I'm not going to name any specific type of people, but I think wealth is definitely important. But for me, I think I'm more on the freedom side, and it's the ability to do what you want, how you want, and when you want to. So that, of course, does come with wealth, and it does come with a flexible lifestyle. And for me, I think that's why I chose the entrepreneurship path versus a 9-to-5 job or a corporate lifestyle, because for me, I get to make my own schedule, and I get to do, I can't go tomorrow to the Bahamas in a private jet or anything like that, but I am, to a certain degree, able to wake up when I want and do work that I'm passionate about every single day. And I guess my goal for the next few years is to be able to extend that freedom and really get to the point where I have absolute freedom in my life. When I was running Needle, I think one thing that I really struggled with was trying not to micromanage every single thing. And it's tough because you start something that is your baby and you've been working so hard at it. And as soon as you start to grow a team, whether you have interns or whether you have employees that come to your team to, that have a different perspective or just, a different type of skill set, I guess. And it's hard not to be such a perfectionist and try to guide them in every single thing they do. This kind of goes back to, I think, how a lot of the corporate structures, some of the big corporations, I think they're going to be continuously struggling with that for the next decade. I think it's that because of the hierarchy, it's all about micromanaging, and it's all about it doesn't really allow the employees the freedom to do what they want. And I'm a big believer that if you really empower and allow someone to do what they love or what they think is right, I think there is going to be more positive results than negative results that come out of that. Stuff that I may not even have thought about. I think there are tons of things that people from a different perspective or people that had different experiences can come up with an idea. But especially big organizations, I think they continuously struggle with trying to cooperate with that. But startups generally are generally better at that for sure. Corporate culture or startup culture, what have you, I think that starts from the top, whether it's the CEO, whether it's the founder. And I think that's so crucial in order to create an innovative, creative, autonomous culture within the working styles of all their employees. And it's it starts with a simple thing as like a mantra, whether it's the mantra or whether it's being able to manage and allow your employees that are under you the freedom to do what they want as long as you guide them in the proper direction. So I think corporate culture is definitely a big thing. So you see companies like Buffer or Uber that have transparency outside as they communicate with PR or throughout their blog, and it's also within their corporate culture. So I think that is not only good for brand building, but I think it's good to help employees motivate them on a different level. So they go above and beyond what they're asking you to do. I think that's truly important. People that have found their passions and have found a way to create a business from that are going to be the most successful people. So I think today with the digital economy, I think there is a way to make a business out of pretty much anything. If you are into traveling, you could create a business out of that. If you love food, if everybody loves food, you could create a business out of that. But I think the root of that success is knowing what you're truly passionate about and figuring that out to as niche as possible, and really digging down what it is in detail that you're passionate about and something that you can wake up every single day and do for the rest of your life. Obviously, I think that is actually the hardest part to figure out. And a lot of people don't know that even at the age of 50 or 60. But I think once you have figured that out, whether you're creating a list of things to do or whether you're just more observant on things that you like, I think a lot of paths would be able to open up for you. So for me, it took me a while to really realize what I was passionate about. Eventually, I realized that I was this person that was creating something out of nothing, and I guess that's what people call an entrepreneur. So, I love the concept of taking an idea in your head and making it a reality, and I think that's what initially got me into entrepreneurship. For now, I think moving forward, I definitely want to be able to create something that helps others and impacts others in either a big or even a small way, as long as it changes them. And it could be as simple as a blog post that changed the perspective or their career path, or it could be something like Sketchfab that allows 3D artists to become discovered and it helps them that way. There's so many things, I think, and hopefully that in the end that does help others and make a world a better place.
Wow.